Whoa! Hey, I'm Adrian, and welcome back to another Europa League preview video for you. The place in the finals is up for grabs in Germany, with United taking on Sevilla, and Inter will get a stern test out of Shakhtar Donetsk. I always have my own personal pick at the end of each preview, just as a tidbit, and I encourage you to do the same in the comments. I went 4 for 4 with my quarterfinals picks. A rare strong outing from me. My Champions League quarterfinal predictions have been a nightmare so far. But that's good, right? The unpredictability of football is why we love it. Those tiny, cruel deflections or penalties that change matches. We are all masochists, right? Okay, let's go. Sevilla versus United, two teams that for the most part dominated their quarterfinals matches, but left it late as far as the actual scoring goes. Very late in United's case, as they did it in extra time. Mind you, they scored in the 95th and Sevilla scored in the 88th, so not too far off from one another, just that one was on the other side of regulation. But anyways, getting off track here. Sevilla looked quite impressive against Wolves, aided in part by the fact that Wolves did almost nothing for most of this match, really. They were happy to sit back, as they are wont to do, but they will have been quite unhappy with the amount of opportunities. 1, they had for themselves, and 2, they afforded to Sevilla. I know that stats don't tell the whole story often, and you can control matches without having the ball, but 76% possession for Sevilla across the entirety of the match, 18 attempts to 6. Ouch. Mind you, Sevilla was playing against a team that was fighting through its 58th match of the season, I believe. Of course, there was a big break in between, but still, a long season for Wolves, what with the Europa League qualifying. But we can't take everything away from the Sevilla team. They're quite good, despite their attack looking poor at times in that last match, especially En-Nesyri. Just when I thought he was going to take that next step against Wolves, their defense and midfield looked fantastic though. Banega is looking close to his best, Fernando is a rock at the back, Reguilon, Navas, and Koundé were all solid. Their record in the Europa League quarterfinals is now 6 wins and 0 losses, and they'll be looking to extend that to the semi-finals as well. Just to be clear, every time they've made it this far in the tournament, they have never gone out. They go on to win the damn thing. They have this strange affinity to the Europa League, sort of like Arsenal in the FA Cup recently, but Sevilla's is even more lights out in this competition. Manchester United could say the same as far as their record when it comes to getting this far in the tournament, but their pedigree doesn't stretch very far, as they have made just the one push to this point, which they of course were victorious in. As alluded to, they really had to push hard against Copenhagen, as the Danish club's defensive solidity was hard to break down, and once they did find a way through or found some space to fire towards goal, Carl-Johan Johnson was playing the match of his life, basically. Cristiano on Twitter likened it to former United keeper Tim Howard against Belgium during the 2014 World Cup, and he's not far off, as Johnson made 13 saves on the night. He was only beaten thanks to yet another Bruno Fernandes penalty, so he definitely has no need to hang his head. Copenhagen in general has no need to hang their head, as they really pushed in the second half of extra time, but the disparity in quality ultimately got United through, and deservingly so. If you thought the stats were lopsided for the Sevilla versus Wolves match, the shooting stats for United versus Copenhagen were even more so. 26 strikes, 14 on target, while Copenhagen had 9, and none of them troubled Romero. Sevilla's attack will need to be much better, but their pressing will definitely put United's backline to the test, and Maguire and Bailly will need to be flawless when trying to play it out from the back. There's no room for gaffes here. 19 matches unbeaten doesn't come as a fluke in Sevilla's case. I don't expect too many goals in this one, though with how my personal predictions have been going lately, who knows if that will ring true. While Sevilla are on that 19-match unbeaten run, they do have 5 clean sheets in a row. United's attacking potency, it will be a huge test for that back line. Personally, I see Sevilla going through to the final yet again, but it's going to be close, man. Both of these semis are so difficult to call. And with that in mind, Inter versus Shakhtar. Shakhtar cannot stop scoring. Against Benfica, they scored 5 across 2 legs. Against Wolfsburg, they did the same thing. And then in the quarterfinals against Basel, they scored 4 goals. Their attack is truly stunning to watch. The Shakhtar Samba boys, Moraes, Patrick, Tyson, Marlos, That will be very, very difficult for Inter's backline to handle, as they are incredible at generating opportunities for themselves. They build from the back extremely well. They're economical in the midfield with an extremely fast front line, speed on the flanks and through the middle. On top of that, as I mentioned in the last video, Shakhtar hasn't lost for some time now. Their last defeat came back in mid-March. Since then, 11 matches across all competitions, unbeaten, 9 wins, 2 draws. That's not too bad at all. But for all of their ability going forward, I can't say that their strength is matched at the back, or at least as much so. They have a decent back line, and they're going to need to be very strong to hold off Inter's attack. They are good at playing it out. Their defenders are good with the ball at their feet, but they're going to have to be at their best against this Inter attack. They're going to have to be strong, both literally and figuratively, because Lukaku, with the way he's been playing lately, with the record he recently set for scoring in 9 consecutive matches, and how he's been absolutely bullying defenders, he's been great to watch. The physicality of this man. I mean, we all know that that was a massive part of his game before, but it feels like in this season in particular, once he gets the ball at his feet with his back to the defender, it's over for that man. Trying to wrestle him off of the ball, it's like trying to wrestle with a fridge. He's really exploited that strength within his game lately, as we saw against Leverkusen and countless other victims in the Serie A. Plus, he has the pace to burn defenders as well, so he is just a handful in all respects. And by the way, I think that Sir Alex Ferguson said that he has the physicality of a fridge or something like that. Someone said that. Can't remember who, but I'm not going to take credit for it. Plus, speaking of unbeaten runs, with Shakhtar at 11 matches, Inter is at 10 themselves, so both teams are in stunning form right now and should provide a great match for us. Conte's 3-5-2 with Young causing havoc down the left. I surprised myself in saying that, but let's be fair to the guy, he's been great for Inter. Then Lautaro and Lukaku giving the backline plenty to think about. Alexis Sanchez coming on and playing very well for Inter lately. For Shakhtar, you have Alan Patrick just behind Junior Marej. You have Tyson and Marlos on the wings, cutting inside. I'm excited for this match, and I hope that my hype won't absolutely kill it, because let's be honest, that will probably happen. So for me, guys, probably a boring pick, but I'm backing Conte and Inter for this one. I just feel like Inter is really growing into a very good team, and while Shakhtar is going to give them one hell of a match, let's hope, somehow, some way, Inter will slip through to the final. But what do you guys think? Will United pip Sevilla? Will Shakhtar's Brazilian swagoo push them past Inter? Anything is possible in these one-off matches, as we've seen in the Champions League. Regardless though, I hope you enjoy these matches, and I hope you will join me for one of the watch-alongs. I'm Adrian, this is Rabona TV, and we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao!